Welcome to the program. Voting is happening now, and it's happening early in record numbers. We've talked about it on the bonus show. We are going to do a deeper dive into these early votes next week. But I want to talk about voter fraud for a moment. I'm sure you know, if you've been watching the show or paying attention to either left or right wing media, because frankly, it's been a story on both, although with different angles. Republicans have been going on and on and on about in-person voter fraud for years. And almost every actual case of in-person voter fraud has been Republicans. We had the situation out of North Carolina. We've had Republicans supposedly trying to test the system and getting caught committing voter fraud. That's in person. We now have a QAnon-aligned mail carrier caught for allegedly hoarding and throwing out bags of mail. Donald Trump claims that the Postal Service can't handle mail-in ballots, but of course it can. And then in comes a pro-Trump QAnon mail carrier and gets caught allegedly making the mail not work. Special agents reportedly raided the home of a mail carrier in Baldwin, Pennsylvania over the weekend, because they got a tip from neighbors that there were bags full of undelivered mail being thrown into the trash. And according to the Pittsburgh City paper, that individual is Sean Troche. His social media profiles are filled with all sorts of extreme right-wing QAnon-related references to satanic pedophile memes, which allege that the media is covering up child sex trafficking. It relates to Pizzagate and all sorts of other nonsense. Also, his social media profiles refer to the tyranny of coronavirus quarantines and lockdowns. And as we know, that perception of tyrannical quarantines recently led to a plot to kidnap the Michigan governor, Gretchen Whitmer. So this stuff has real consequences. According to KDKA, neighbors reported that Postal Service agents raided the home of this mail carrier and confiscated 8 large garbage bags of suspected undelivered mail that this mail carrier reportedly put on the curb to be picked up with the week's garbage. A statement from the USPS Office of the Inspector General says that, quote, special agents recovered several different classes of mail, including business mail, flats, and small amount of first-class mail. We expect to perform a piece count of the mail tomorrow and make arrangements to have the mail delivered to customers as soon as feasible. Now, importantly, I guess, no particular mention of whether there were absentee ballots in the mail one way or the other, although they may not identify the absentee ballots by any in any way other than by the class of mail that they represent. We just don't know whether there are absentee ballots found in the bags of trash. Neighbors believe that Troche has trashed undelivered mail in the past. No charges have as of yet been filed. And this is mirroring the entire in-person voter fraud ruse perfectly. Republicans have been complaining about in-person voter fraud and rigged elections through mail-in ballots this year. And you've got a QAnon guy caught allegedly hoarding and dumping mail, much like they've been talking about the in-person voter fraud for a long time. And almost everybody who gets caught is a right winger. And then you've got Trump's postmaster putting in place orders and guidelines to prevent the timely delivery of mail across the country. We've seen California Republicans deploy these fake decoy ballot boxes. We've seen Republican governors and secretaries of state blocking early voting, purging voter rolls. It's them. We even saw after the 2016 election, Republicans in the Senate, including the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, not even bringing to the floor for debate bills to deal specifically with election interference, including from foreign countries, but even domestic interference as well, and on and on and on. So almost without exception, the rigging and the tampering with absentee voting has been from people on the right. It is projection. It's undeniable. Yes, it's stunning, but at this point, is it even really surprising? And what do Republican senators think about this guy caught hoarding and trashing mail? This is the real election fraud, and it should be prosecuted. They seem to have made the decision maybe they made it implicitly. It doesn't have to be an explicit decision where they sit around and they say, if we don't do this stuff, we will lose. But they seem to have recognized that they have a much better shot at winning, and maybe their only shot at winning is if they try to cheat. And it's not just the right screaming mail fraud when there isn't any. It's the right screaming mail fraud when they are the ones doing the mail fraud. Of course, this instance, as far as we know, was not coordinated by the Republican Party. But again, what they tell us we need to be worried about because of the left, we really have to be worried about it because of the right. That's the reality. And we will continue to track whether charges are filed. And of course, they should be, and whether there are more instances of this. One of our sponsors today is Barrymandering, a tabletop strategy game for 2 players that simulates gerrymandering. Gerrymandering, of course, is when you manipulate electoral district maps to benefit a certain political party. We talk about it all the time. Barrymandering has turned that into a fun, fast-paced game. I've been having a lot of fun playing this with my girlfriend at home. Each round takes about 15 minutes. Easy to learn how to play, but as I'm finding out, difficult to master because there are so many different ways to play. It's a great tool to explain gerrymandering to someone who's not familiar with the concept. It's great for 2 friends who love politics and want to have fun with an interesting tabletop game that is unlike anything you've ever played before. I know anybody in my audience would have a great time with this game, and you can even buy 2 copies of the game to make a larger board for bigger games. Go to davidpakman.com/Barry. The link is underneath this video, takes you to their Amazon page, and use the code, important, Pakman2020 at checkout for $1 off.